those endless mysteries. This week, UFOs. Are they here? Hello and welcome to those endless mysteries. Today we are going to be looking into the UFO phenomena and if UFOs are visiting us here on Earth or not. Most skeptics just argue that it's just too far to travel from sun to sun within our own galaxy. I used to think for the most part that they were right about that. But as I've read and looked into sightings for myself, I have become a little less skeptical and I begin to believe something is happening in our skies over this world of ours. The skeptics say most sightings can be explained away or something other than UFOs or, as the new term, UAPs are used. Yes, most can, but what about the ones the skeptics can't just wash away? Now, the skeptics don't even like talking about these sightings. And if they do, usually it's just some kind of obvious statement, something that they like to use to explain something that they really can't explain. I think if you can explain away everything, but just have one or more left, just one or more sightings, all it takes. That could be life out there from another world visiting us. It don't have to be the hundreds of thousands of sightings. Just one that could be possibly real. Now that would just be profound that they wouldn't even want to talk about it. It's like their minds just shuts down on the thought of something truly being out there. But that's the way I look at it anymore. If just one of these sightings is from another world, then that is so profound and wonderful at the same time. Think about just our Milky Way galaxy alone, with all the stars that's in it. Now say that maybe 2% of the stars have Earth-like planets that life could have evolved on. So I've heard and seen a lot of shows on TV over the years where they say there's like 100 billion stars in just our Milky Way galaxy. Now at 2%, that would be 2 billion Earth-type planets around our galaxy alone. But maybe it's not 2%. Maybe it's, let's say it's 0.5% of a percent. That's still like 500 million Earth-type planets out there that life might have took off on just like it did here on Earth. Now think about the whole universe. It's said to hold at least 100 billion galaxies throughout it. Just how many Earth-type planets could be out there? Way more than I would ever want to really start really thinking about and getting into the numbers. Within our own galaxy, our solar system is very young to the others that's in our galaxy. Some life forms out there could be a billion or tens of billions of years ahead of us in technology. I just think most of their egos just can't handle thinking about that. They think that they are the smart ones. You ask me, that makes them very small and narrow-minded, and not very smart at all. Now, with all that being said, I would like to go over some sightings, videos, and pictures with you of UFOs and UAPs. This first sighting happened on September 13th, 2017. The witness stated that he had just dropped off his son's girlfriend and was starting back home when he stopped at a stop sign and was looking both ways when he noticed a strange object in the night sky. It was just after 8:35 when he seen this object, he stated. He just sat at the stop sign for a minute or so, kind of in a daze about what he was seeing. The object was dark, so he could only make out the outline of the craft itself. In his statement, he said it was about the size of a football field. He said that the craft had two red blinking lights on it, one on the left side and one on the right. He also noticed a white light on the top of the craft as well as one on the bottom. The witness also stated that the craft was very low to the ground, that he thought it could even crash because of it being so low. So he turned onto the route and continued to watch it. He also stated that he turned off his radio and rolled down his car window. He couldn't hear any sounds of engines. Now he was on an old country road. There were no other cars around at this point in time. So he pulled over and got out of his car and watched the craft move off to the southwest with no sounds at all. He watched it until it was out of sight. During his sighting interview, he gave a written report to MUFON as well as a verbal one. This is a picture of the written description of the event by the witness. This sighting occurred in Maryland near Boonesboro, and the case number is 86700 in the MUFON database. So did you like this report? Let me know down below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. So what you say we get right back into it. The snake sighting comes out of Virginia from March the 3rd, 2017. Now the witness states she was picking up her 16-year-old daughter from a school event at 8:30 p.m. She stated that they were on their way back home when she noticed a super bright star on her left, just above the mountaintop ahead of them. She said that they live in a valley in between two mountains. As we were descending down the mountain, the bright object started descending down and along the side of the opposite mountain. There is only one road on that mountain, and it is a rough fire track, which is locked by the National Forest Service at this time of the year, the witness stated. When they first noticed the object, they were at about 2,900 feet in elevation. Once they got to about 2,100 feet, they noticed that the object had also descended down with them. Now she stated that the object was only 300 to 400 feet above the ground, and that sometimes it almost seemed to touch the ground to where the light shined through the trees. She states she was traveling up the valley along the creek, and that the object moved with their vehicle at this point. She said it was rectangular in shape, and that she could see red lights along the side of the craft. It gave off a bright silver light, like a star almost, she stated. She followed it past their house for a bit, but when she decided to turn back and go back home, the object also moved back with them. Once they got home, they could see the object just over the mountain, just sitting there. It stayed there for a bit and then moved off up the valley. Now, the witness states that this has happened again since the report. Now, if you would like to go over this sighting, you can find it in the MUFON database under case number 82503. Now I would like to go over some of these leaked videos from the Pentagon that came out in 2017. I want to bring up some stills out of the videos at least and talk about them. This first picture from the video is a thermal camera. Now in this picture, white is hot and cold is dark. So the object is much warmer than what surrounds the craft. Now look close just how dark it is right around the craft itself. So let's change it up now and make the hot dark and the cold white so you can really see what I'm talking about. There seems to be a very cold area around the craft. So is the craft there pulling the heat out from around it, maybe getting power from it or something? Or could it be some kind of bubble around the craft, like a gravity bubble, that's canceling out the Earth's gravity and letting it move through our atmosphere? Or could it be some kind of time and spatial bubble around the craft? I'm just not for sure. My best guess is some kind of warp bubble that does most of the things I just mentioned. I've even heard some people say it's light from the jets firing on the craft. But these cameras don't pick up light. They pick up the thermal temperatures of what it's recording. So it's not light. Now that's for sure. So how can a craft cool down the area around it? Nothing that I know of made here on Earth right now can do this. At least no engines that I know of. So please drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this one. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you can keep up with all of our latest videos. I don't want this video to get too long, so I think I'm going to stop there. So thanks for watching those endless mysteries. Until next time, stay safe and have a great week. Again, thanks for watching.